Imagine a weapon that doesn't follow orders. It follows logic. It thinks, it learns, and it never sleeps. It doesn't fly in formation because someone told it to. It flies in formation because it wants to. Every movement is a decision, calculated in real time. This isn't science fiction written by a novelist. This is the cold reality of modern combat. And the operation that pulled back the curtain on this future was nicknamed the Spider's Web, a mission that would challenge everything we thought we knew about warfare. On paper, the Spider's Web was just another drone strike. In reality, it was a message to the world. The era of AI-driven warfare had begun. It wasn't about overwhelming force or superior firepower. It was about intelligence, distributed, adaptive, and relentless. How did a cluster of small, cheap drones, each barely the size of a suitcase, manage to dismantle a sophisticated, multi-million-dollar air defense network? To understand, we need to take a scalpel to the swarm's brain and see what makes it alive. For decades, military supremacy has been measured in tons and meters. Bigger tanks, bigger jets, bigger missiles. The belief was simple. The larger the weapon, the more dominance you could project. But the Spider's Web rewrote that logic. It proved that in the coming era, it won't be the largest weapons that decide wars, but the smartest. $1,000, $5,000 drones can neutralize a billion-dollar defense system, not through brute force, but through complexity, unpredictability, and sheer numbers. Air defenses are designed to detect and intercept large, fast-moving threats, ballistic missiles, bombers, fighter jets. Swarms exploit the blind spots in that logic. They're too small to track reliably on radar, too fast to target one at a time, and too cheap for any defense system to destroy economically. Firing a $3 million interceptor missile at a $5,000 drone isn't just bad math, it's a losing strategy. The Spider's Web swarm wasn't just a cloud of drones. It was an intelligent, interconnected organism running on 4 critical layers of capability. Computer vision, the eyes of the swarm, able to recognize vehicles, radar arrays, even camouflaged troops. Mesh networking, a neural network in the sky where every drone talks to every other with no single point of failure. Swarm algorithms, movement and targeting patterns modeled after birds, fish, and insect colonies, making the formation fluid and unpredictable. Reinforcement learning, the swarm's memory and instinct, adapting mid-mission and rewriting its own playbook on the fly. Together, these layers made the swarm less like a machine and more like a living predator. Unlike traditional aircraft locked into a single role, the Spider's Web was fluid. Attack drones could suddenly become decoys, drawing fire and revealing enemy positions. decoys could switch to jammers, blinding radars. This real-time adaptability meant the swarm was never static. It was a shape-shifting, multi-role force with no downtime and no single point of weakness. A skilled human pilot, given perfect conditions, might take 2 to 3 minutes to process incoming battlefield data and adjust tactics. The swarm did it in milliseconds. No hesitation, no second guessing, no fatigue. Dozens of independent units, all acting in perfect sync, constantly sharing information and responding as one mind. This wasn't just fast. It was operating at a speed where humans could no longer keep up. The spider's web was a shot across the bow. It proved that any nation capable of fielding swarms could bypass traditional military strengths. It wasn't long before intelligence reports showed that other global powers, China, Russia, India, were all accelerating their swarm development programs. An arms race had begun. But this time, it wasn't about who had the biggest missile. It was about who had the smartest network. And yet, swarms aren't just weapons. The same technology can be a lifeline. Searching collapsed buildings after earthquakes, delivering medicine to remote villages, acting as communication relays in disaster zones. But technology is neutral. It's how it's used that defines its legacy. In the wrong hands, these same swarms could launch cyber attacks, spread disinformation, or paralyze infrastructure without firing a single bullet. Here lies the dark heart of autonomy, accountability. If a swarm decides to target the wrong building, who's responsible? If a hostile actor hacks into the network, those same drones could turn against their operators in seconds. We've built machines that can act faster than our ability to control them, and that gap is widening. To counter this, militaries are racing to develop anti-swarm measures, high-powered lasers, microwave emitters that fry electronics mid-air, and even defensive swarms designed to intercept attackers. But the problem is cyclical. For every new defense, there's a countermeasure. For every countermeasure, an adaptation. It's an endless loop of move and countermove. In the next decade, swarms will evolve beyond recognition. They'll be smaller, harder to detect, and capable of coordinating with ground robots, autonomous ships, and space-based assets. Battlefields won't just be on land, sea, or air. They'll be everywhere at once, connected by invisible webs of AI-driven systems. The spider's web was just the beginning. The real question is, when every side has swarms that can think, adapt, and act independently, what will war even look like? And when that day comes, will humans still be making the final decision, or will we simply be watching?